Welcome, everyone. This is Anne Marie of the Art of Healing, and today I am introducing to you an extraordinary soul that synchronistically came into my life about 2 months ago. I got a request from a client. And as I started listening to this woman, I'm like, I know you already. I know you from somewhere. And it was in this dimension that I had heard about her through a couple of different mutual friends. And it turns out that this beautiful woman, her name is Carol Billets, is an amazing multidimensional channeler and an extraordinary light being. And as it would so happen, I moved within an hour of where she lives. So this was certainly orchestrated, another supreme orchestration by the divine for the two of us to meet. Now, Carol, yes, as I said, is an extraordinary channel, and she has videos out there. And actually, her last video, which was on Alba Weinman's YouTube channel, has over 16,000 views of her channeling Jesus. So now I welcome to you and all my viewers, my dear friend, Carol Billets, and I got to figure out how to get her on here. There we go. Gallery. Bam. There you are. Hi, Carol. Welcome.
Hello. Hi. I have the sun. It's greeting my face. So sometimes you'll see the sun covering my face, but that's just kind of what my trees do.
It is a beautiful thing to shine your beautiful face. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this recording. So introduce yourself a little bit about your life, your metaphysical nature, and just have fun.
Okay, great. I've always been aware since I was a very small child, like many of us, that I was a little different, felt a little different, was aware of people in a little different way. Like many, I'm sure of you are, I was aware of there is more than what is, is a really good way to put it. I'm more of, as I grew up, I was aware of myself more as a energetic source ball, like you see in a museum with like little shoots of energy going out and connecting to people. And it was that way, you make a connection with energy and you touch them with, your energy, and it either works out or it doesn't. And as I grew older, synchronicity was amazing in that I ran into gurus and Mahatmas, Rinpoche, many monks, many priests, many spiritual teachers from many different realms, tribes, each helping me in my spiritual path. And of course, I met Alba Weinman. I went to her because I had stomach problems, and it just, ever since I was little, it didn't make any sense because it was just odd and it felt like it didn't belong. So what she did in my first video, she regressed me to a past life. I was a monk that was a healer. And what happened is the emperor wanted me to renounce my source and say he was my source. And I said, well, no. And so they put me in jail, and the jail keeper refused to give me water. And he was very negative energy toward me for some reason, made no sense. And so when I died, because he was so connected with my life and my death, he actually went with me. And so for the next few lives, I had an energy in my stomach that was connected with not being nourished, not being fed. Alba found him and literally asked him to move to the light, and she had the angels take him out. And in that search for, everything making sense, we went to a life where I was a young Jewish woman, and I wasn't of use to my family. So they sent me to a healer. Joshua came to town, and I was sent off with herbs for his feet because she was told that his feet had problems. So I went and offered her herbs, and I sat and listened to his stories. And at the end, I offered him, and I was like, oh, I really want to travel with this really wonderful teacher. And so because I wasn't connected to anybody, had no family, I was an apprentice healer, I just left and went with him. And we traveled, and my wonderful thing that I had each day, I'd find herbs and different scents and whatever the earth had for me where we were traveling. And he would always say, what do you have for me today? So I had a really strong connection with him as a teacher, as a healer, as a guide, but in a really concrete way. And so in this life where I was in now, he still was in that space of a healer, guide, teacher. So I didn't have him as many people did it in a church sense. For me, he was and the sun changes my face. So it's just the sun. So that's the relationship I've had with him. And after Alba, I was more open to him interacting with me. I was more open with his presence actually speaking, even though he was always there. He never really left. When he came through in the hypnotherapy, I recognized the presence that had always been with me. And so I reached out to Anne Marie because I really wanted, since she's such a gifted, loving channeler, and I really resonated with the way that she brought in her own vibration, that brought in her higher self, that actually had shifted herself into a different dimensional channeling. I felt very comfortable, and I felt strongly compelled to reach out and say, I like what you do. I resonate with you do. I feel a great deal of light around you. Can you help me open up to my own light my own light here?
As is quite obvious right now.
Yeah. So, and it was just an amazing session. It was amazing. We both learned a lot. It was amazing that she went across the United States and literally came an hour away from where I was.
I know.
It was like, and it's been like my life. It's like, look, she's coming from across the United States to right where you are. And I'm like, wow, and she has also helped me with her connection and her vibrational openness and compassion. When Anne Marie channels, I feel such a love. I feel such a connection with spirit. It's almost tangible, I would say, for me. When Anne Marie opens up to the love, to the light, to the source that she is, even though she's bringing in the raw connection. For me, I see her as a light source, that her light literally flows out and it connects naturally to the raw collective. And it literally is, the light is part of who she is. That raw collective, that light, that spark, that compassion, that knowledge, the wisdom is part of who she is. And as she has evolved and changed and shifted, and as we all have, we allow a higher dimensional light, a higher dimensional vibration to come into our life. And so that was a natural shift for her to go to a different dimensional, higher shift. And I also have been aware of people around me, myself, changing, vibrating, higher opening. And as the divine feminine, and I do feel divine feminine within her raw. I feel it multidimensionally, but I do feel a divine feminine within that energy brings in. It's a very multifaceted, multidimensional greeting, as if you would go into an orchestra and they were all vibrating all the instruments in a beautiful tone. There's male, there's females, there's lovely tones that are combining that just beckon to you, open, receive, and it's like a flow of her energy out, and you can allow yourself to open and flow with that. And so when she speaks and she channels, it literally, and I'm sure many of you feel it, it opens up my heart, and it opens up the human light source that we all carry. It opens. And so when she speaks, when she channels, when she sings, I literally feel an opening of my light source, of my light being opening up. And then the beings, the multi-source, the channeling, the Mother Mary, the Mary Magdalene, whatever light being my light source is connecting to. I'm very much like a light ball, and my light source shoots out and it connects with higher beings. But they were guided to tell me that when you send out your light, when you send out your energy vibration, to think of yourself as a light source. However, think of yourself in a room, in a building, in a city, and that universe is out there is full of multidimensional sources, good, bad, red, gray, everything. And it's in that universe that we're in. So in that building that you have your light source in, your connection, your vibrational efficiency, to set that protection, to set that vibrational 3D bouncer, multidimensional bouncer outside your building that only allows the highest, the back protection. So you have a bouncer here that at all times protects your building. Right. Now within that building, you have that heart source, that the globe, the light source that pulses, it goes out, connects your heart, your high heart. Mm-hmm. That also is your own room. That when you allow people in your heart space, that even has more connection, more protection, has more guides around it. So you, in this world, as we open up to what light is out there, multidimensional, to do that with any protective awareness, your imagination, your creativity is a wonderful tool. Use that outside of your building to protect. Mm-hmm. Use that outside of your source high heart to protect. So therefore, what you connect with, as Anne Marie has her solid connection with her source that has been developed. But as we all open and want to send a connection, want to connect with others that are of light, make sure that outside of your building, you have a multidimensional bouncer. Make sure outside of your heart source, you have a high heart, multi-angel galactic protection. Mm-hmm. So that, and we've heard about it, you're not influenced by other beings that have no business influencing you.
Yeah, so, I totally agree with you, Carol. At this time, we have a lot of lower fourth dimensional interference. And I have been teaching this actually to my students and people who follow me, to create this intentional setting an intention, an invocation of all your guides and teachers to surround you and protect you while you do your energetic work, and before you meditate and all that. So that resonates completely with what I've been guided to do in my own areas, So can I ask you to talk a little bit about your connection with the trees and why you chose this particular place to be with us?
Yes. Along with Jesus, I would say I have always been aware of the trees. I've always been aware of their, for me, healing, grounding connection. I've spoken with Alba Weinman. And in fact, when I went to see Jean Rinpoche, who wrote the book, The Back Door to Enlightenment, I was talking about being with the trees, and I had my hand up and I was speaking about letting your energy sit within the tree and rise within. And I had my hand up like this, and out of nowhere, this is synchronicity, Jean Rinpoche, who was the speaker who had written the book, came behind me and he put his hand beside me. up. And I looked over my shoulder, and this lovely Tibetan monk was standing beside me with his hand raised. And I looked over my shoulder, and he said, I am climbing the tree with you.
Oh, how beautiful.
And I have always, and many spiritual teachers that I have interacted with have valued the grounding, the communication, and you're seeing it more. People communicating with trees, people grounding with trees. I have always loved trees and found safety in them, found so much comfort. I'm like a member of the tree tribe, if you would put it aesthetically. And lately I've gotten a lot of information, as many people have, from the trees. Mine is in a very earth sense, as in, for instance, I've spoken to Anne Marie. I am really aware that the light from the sun is changing. It's whiter, it's different. And I have felt more like it is literally bringing down more than light. It is bringing a living energy, if you will. It is bringing down more of an opening of who we are. And this is going to sound a little woo-woo, but I literally feel at this point in time, nutrients coming down from the sun. I literally feel like living energy, nutrients. And sometimes if there's not sun, the trees have said, well, we hold that light. When it gets dark, we process that light. And I felt like, well, duh, that's what trees do. Mm-hmm. And they're like, if it's stormy, if it's dark, we continually process the light. They have a living energetic connection with the sun, with the air, with the earth, connecting and processing it. So they are aware and use and already the nourishment from the sun is part of who they are. And my phone is acting up. So that's really odd. That's an unexpected, interesting thing. So they're aware of, and sometimes this happens when I talk about things that for some reason don't want to be out there. So I'm used to this. So I have connected with the trees. Hold on. I have a multitude around me. So hold on, they're all talking at once. So I have since another one that I've had since I was little has been Edgar Casey, who has, even when I was little, and I really didn't. He wasn't a big one to me, but I had glasses when I was in first grade, and he would always say, "Are your glasses clean?" And ironically, I had arthritis when I was little, and he would always tell me to put my hands in the dirt. And when I went to a specialist for me, he said, well, the best thing for your arthritis is to go weed in the dirt and use your hands in the dirt because it's good for your hands. And Edgar Casey had been telling me that all the time. And he doesn't come in all the time. He just comes in and says, are your glasses clean? Is your windshield clean? Have you put your hands in the dirt? And after I was spent time with Albert Wyman, he's more of a teacher presence. He's also a teacher for me, and he's right here. So I'm going to go ahead and let my electricity connect with him. And I think that's why I had the interference because I really don't want what he has to say to come out. So I'm going to connect with him, put my energy out. He has glasses, so I have to use glasses. This is part of who he is. So forgive me if I change my appearance. Welcome, gentle woman. In this time, in this place, it is beneficial to recognize that the earth has always held what we need for healing. I was a proponent of healing through the natural herbs, the natural awareness of what our body is. What we are lacking can be replaced naturally with what the earth gives, with what the sun gives, with what is given to us from the sun. And I will allow myself in this time and place to go to the place of what this gentle woman has called woo-woo. We have always been aware of the multidimensional planet called home. It is a planet, not in a three-dimensional place, but in a multidimensional place of holding, of source beings, of source messages that send waves of messages. And yes, there's interference coming, and we will just put a bubble of protection of earth, tree, time, and space. We are feeling interference, so we will place angels around us at this time. It is not wanting to be known, but we are all light beings, source beings, and the light nutrients, living message that comes from a home, our home. It is called the Father, but is a home. It sends messages, it sends light, it sends vibration. In this time, if you are resonating with this, you can get much energy, much nutrients, much energy, much support for this time, this place of change. So as you bring in, allow the vibrations from Akhom to come in. And it is essential that you connect and find your living connection, release healing from the earth. You will be finding, you will be hearing nutrients, herbs, oils that are needed for your completion, that are needed for your body in this time, space, here, now. I come as a teacher, as a doctor of living, healing earth medicine. There are many of us that walk amongst you. There are many healings. This is why it is spoken out to put protection, knowledge, disconcernment, because there will be many false information. You must disconcern what resonates with yourself, with your body. Anne-Marie, we are going to put forth that she does give information if you are wanting to know more about how to tune in using her vibrational metal earth indicator. I believe she calls it a pendulum. It is a way that she resonates with what comes in. Is it good? Is it bad? You have your own tools, crystals, pendulums. You find your own resonance. You find your own instrument to help you with your disconcernment. Our message at this time in the space is to find earth, space, healing for you that resonates with you, with your disconcernment. There is so much positivity coming through. Use your disconcernment. There are tools that are literally flooding. Use your disconcernment of the earth and of natural environment and elements. It is there. Use it. Use your disconcernment. Are there any questions?
Thank you so much.
You're over here. I'm sorry.
Thank you so much for your presence with us today. How can we purify ourselves from these elements unseen that have been given to us through the sky, the water, these toxic metals that are flowing within our systems that we don't consciously consume?
Yes, easy answer. It is also within the earth, water. Water cleanses now. If you wish to empower your water, several different ways. Sorry, Joshua's coming in, excuse me. Bless. So sorry. Blessings. Love you all. I am coming in because this is my love is encompassed in the water. My love is to be sent as a vibrational in the water. So we place the water in any way that you will feel comfortable, that resonates with you, that changes, that clarifies, that purifies the water. You can either this is what I do. I give you many alternates. You can place the water in a container of glass, put symbols of Reiki, of healing in the water. That will do it. You can place the water outside really for the sunlight in a pyramid with minerals around it, with crystals. You can place it out in the moonlight with clear quartz that will reflect the moonlight. Make sure you have a sacred number around the water. Have the clear crystals reflect the moonlight so it goes into the water. You can make a sacred pyramid anywhere. Place the water within that. That will clarify, that will empower the water. You can place the water in a place of prayer. Many of you have places of meditation, of sacred places. Allow water to be in a sacred place. So many ways to clarify, symbolize, bring power in. Sunlight, moonlight, crystals, quartz. Dr. Emoto spoke of the ability of water to change, to become loving, to become empowered. Water of the planet Earth is a lovely way, is a way of love, of way of bringing in love, to clarify, to detox. This simple element of water is a immensely powerful cleansing tool. This is given to mankind to clear, to use this water. That is my main message of using water in a variety of sources. Shower with water, seeing the water come in, remove cleanses, seeing it leave down the drain, using water as a Epsom salt soak, seeing it remove, leave your body, go out. Water is a multifunctional tool. Use it in that way. Yes, we are all here. So we are all giving suggestions. The earth is a beautiful way to release. So bringing in healing, bringing in empowerment with water, with sun, making sure you always release. When you release the shower, let everything release out. When you are bringing stuff in, it is always essential to make room of letting go. So when we're in the process of cleansing, when you bring in light, when you bring in water, always allow it to release. Always, whether it's whatever I do not need, do not want, heal and release, whether it's releasing into the earth, whether it's releasing into the sky. Hold on, I'm listening. We all work together as a galactic team here. Yes, I understand that source. So the galactics here are saying many star beings are finding connection to the stars. So we will honor that. So a way of giving take is going out in the stars, receiving the starlight. This is for the star beings. This is for the star seeds. Receiving the starlight. And also, as in waves from the stars, you bring in the starlight into your being and you release all toxins to the stars. Since star beings, star seeds have a connection to the stars, their tool of clarification is to bring in the starlight and release all toxins to the stars. So this is another, we repeat, way of resonating, of honoring your resonance, of honoring what resonates and you hear, you feel is true for you. Always pick what works for you, your disconcernment. Does this feel right? Does this not feel right? Do not do what you are told by others. Do what your heart says. Do what feels right. Your heart feels, your mind tells you what to do. Feel what is right. Feel, it's like when you go out and you see a sunrise, or the sun feels right, or the wind feels right, and you feel it. Use that feeling. Increase your feelings, increase your intuitions naturally with what works for you. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you.
Sorry, Mary's been coming in, so I'm going to allow her to come in because she is representing the divine feminine and a respect, and I honor the divine feminine vibration. So at this time, I give support, balance, and honor to the divine feminine Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene.
Lift your head up, Carol. Thank you.
In the past, the divine feminine has been bowed. We are in the process of rising our energy. So if you feel it is a place we start from, the divine energy has been pulled in. So we are in a process of opening. It is not akin to a seed that is placed within the ground in the nurturing love of Mother Gaia. So we are blooming. We are opening. So if you find your energy this is a natural procession of the divine feminine to allow and to allow. We are gentle like the opening of a flower. We are gentle as the morning rays of the sun. We are gentle as Mother Gaia misting in the morning. We are here. We are expanding. And we send gentle, healing love to you all. And so it is, my loves. You are loved. And we are opening. Blessing.
Oh, how beautiful, Carol. How beautiful.
I'm sorry. When I go,
Yeah.
and I don't know where I go. I don't even know where the camera is. I'm just.
That's all right. I just didn't want to talk to your forehead.
Well, and it's like they come in their own way.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you pick the difference, but they all come in their own way.
Absolutely.
And they all have their own energy. And even though it is the same, it is different.
Right. This morning I happened to use, have you ever heard of Amanda Ellis? She's a channeler from England. If you've never heard of her, I don't know if you've heard of her or not.
I might have heard of her. There are so many channelers that are out there. The name sounds familiar, but I can't.
Well, she makes these energetic sprays that you spray in your auric field. And this morning I chose the Mother Mary one, the Harbor Light, because I knew that we have this connection with the divine feminine, both of us do. And So I chose to use that in my auric field before we began today. So I actually was kind of co-supporting your energy while you were channeling Yeshua, talking about the water. And I do this, it's, for lack of a better word, it's light language, but it's a movement of energy. It's a movement of, I really don't know how to explain it. A lot of people think, oh, it's kind of like hula dancing, you know, and it's just this graceful, beautiful flow. I was feeling source as you were channeling as well, this beautiful blanket of peace that just came over me. So it took me to another place as well while you were channeling. It was marvelous.
Mary Magdalene wants to speak to the hands.
Thank you.
Okay, hold on. So we will reveal to you why you use the hands. I'm sorry, Jesus is here too, and he's loving this. So we're together right now, which is unusual, but our energies are together. But he is allowing me to speak because this is a divine feminine thing. If you allow your energy to remember, there was a tribe of, and they used veils, but they were healers with their hands. And when they had meetings, they were in a circle. They had crystals, and they spoke to each other, not only in light and crystals, but hands. And we're one of the tribe of healers. And it was back pre-Jesus when women were allowed to speak with their energy and with their hands. And you were a channeler of light with your hands. And so we speak to you in hands because this is your origin of source, is light women tribe of healers. So not only do you bring the light in with your hands, but you heal with your hands. It is a natural vibration frequency for you to go to your source. Healing, light, transmission, divine feminine. That is your source, my sister.
How marvelous. Oh, how
and
marvelous.
Jesus is going, yes. he's going. So yes, they wanted to let you know. And I just have this so strong. I see this women, a circle of women in flowing robes, and they use their flowing robes and the flowing robes, and they flow.
Yeah.
And the flowing is part of who they are. So you're speaking with your hands is literally with that tribe of nomadic women.
Wow.
That traveled and healed and actually spoke with their hands, gave healing with their hands, gave light messages with their hands. And that time and place, ooh, look at the light in my hands.
Mm-hmm.
That time and place when you were using your hands was a time when women were accepted healers and accepted shamans. So they are saying that was a shaman tribe.
Wow.
And you will be given going forward reinforcement of this.
They're shaking me about.
Go ahead, let them come through because they're feeling it.
Well, what a glorious interaction. What a glorious interaction. From us on our side, we see literal galaxies swirling around these two beautiful divine women. We are Ra. We are the Ra Collective. We are here with you, always and around you. We love you. We love you in the love of the one infinite creator. When we look over this divine connection of source beings, let us put it plainly, you both are source beings incarnate on this little ball in this far corner of this universe. You create galaxies of energy, of potential, of light around you. And all of the divine beings that circle around you, your guidance. We are here in awe of you. We are here at the marvel that is the awakening to humanity. What it means for beings such as yourselves and tens and thousands and millions around this beautiful planet that are coming to the understanding of the truth of who they are, their divine nature, their creativity, their potentiality. Yes, you have been incarnate on this planet. You have had lives as every spectrum of individual. You have had the lives of divine healers. You have had the lives of monks. You have had the lives of torturers, of evil creatures as well, because it is within this soul experience that you're able to connect to who you are now, in the oneness, in the wholeness. If it wasn't for the array of experiences in human form, you would not be able to be the divine creator that you are now, in this oneness, in this form, that we and all of the cosmos come with bated breath to witness the awakening of the human soul. Our dear one is flooded with emotion, so we allow her to breathe. And we encourage all of you to take deep breaths of life force into your vessels. Cleanse, cleanse, cleanse with that breath. You were inquiring about these toxic chemicals. You were inquiring about all the poisons that have been subversively given to you beautiful creatures on this planet without your will, without your knowledge, without your acceptance. You are in complete control to rebuke and reject anything that you did not willingly allow into your system. You are indeed. And it is through the drawing of breath, it is through the consuming of the life force that is water, that your physical vessel can expel what does not serve, can expel what you reject. This physical vehicle that is so divinely created can heal itself. Can heal itself. It is the truth. It is made to do so. And with your conscious focusing of your intention, of your mind, you are able to examine every cell within your body and determine where there is density and reject it. You are able to feel into the nature. Is it loving? Is it unloving? If it's unloving, reject it. Surrounded with the beautiful violet flame of Saint Germain, eject it from your body and send it off to source where it belongs. You are all capable of doing this. And we, from our vantage point, do send you our encouragement. A stadium of cheering fans we are to you, humanity, as you finally come online and understand and know who you really, really are. We are Ra, we are the Ra Collective. We send our love, light, force, energy as our dear one holds her hands up. Receive the love and light into your bodies, your chakras, into your auric fields. Let it penetrate, purify, and uplift you to heights unknown. And that is all. Whoa. Ah, Carol, what a gift and a blessing you have been to my life.
And the same for me.
Ah, woo, woo, woo.
We're going to have to do another call again to just bring our energies together to send them out.
And what we're doing, and them addressing the viewers that are viewing this, and what we are doing with what I hope to do through my platform, through the art of healing, and with all my divine friends, this community of divine beings. Sorry, the emotions are coming up. Is to reinforce you, is to give you example, is to give you inspiration. Because if we can do it, you can do it. True. And now is the time where we must empower our solar plexus. Our solar plexus has been depleted for centuries. And now is that time where we need to be able to say, no, I am enough. I don't need it from without. I have it within.
True.
I have it within. So that's my message. And that is my hope for today. Carol, any final thoughts you want to leave us with?
The main message I'm hearing is that the earth holds everything we need, just as we are everything we need.
Amen. Yes. Amen, amen, ra. That's what I've been saying. Amen, amen, ra. Okay, my
I'm
dear.
all light and dark. I don't know what's going on, but I'm both light and dark today. So.
Oh no, you're just fine. You're beautiful. I think it's a beautiful reflection, or let's say manifestation of what it is that we're trying to achieve. You know, we need to integrate the light within us, and the shadow is just a part of it. The shadow is just a part. If we didn't know what's in the shadow, we don't know what's in the light. So how beautiful. Well, thank you, Carol, for joining me. It's almost divine timing. We are almost at a full hour. And yes, I will definitely invite you back. We will definitely do this again, and look forward to more conversations like this one on my platform. Once again, my name is Anne Marie, The Art of Healing. And I am honored that you spent an hour with myself and Carol today. Many blessings and love be upon you all.